Hey everybody, this is Amani Johnson, your SGA president, and I'm here with Andrew Whitmayer, your vice president, and you are listening to Amani and Andrew After Hours.
I feel like I should have also said that in conjunction with you. That probably would have made it go better. But
Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Amani and Andrew After Hours.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
But hi, I'm Andrew Whitmayer. We are here with our two wonderful guests, also from SGA, Terence Fox, the Senator for Fraternity and Sorority Life, and our beautiful Director of Internal Affairs, Mason
Hello.
Walker Cochran.
That was me.
Well, and this is really bad. We didn't plan for the next bit.
So Alex, we're missing you. That was our host last time. He helped us make it smooth. So this is me and Andrew's first time by ourselves. So
A little bit rusty.
bear with us here. But we're back. This is week 2 of our stream here with Our Radio. Shout out to them as always. Awesome. We love student media.
Beautiful people.
The
To their
best.
biggest fans.
The best and the brightest.
But we'll just go ahead and let Director Cochran and Senator Fox introduce themselves so you guys can have an idea of who we're actually talking to here.
Word up. You want to go first?
Sure.
Go for it, my friend.
All right, what is up, you guys? My name is Terence Fox. Indeed, I am a part of SGA. I am the Senator for Fraternity and Sorority Life here at KSU, specifically over MGC and MPHC councils. And the fraternity that I am a part of is Omega Delta Phi. We are one of the newer fraternities on campus. We are part of the MGC council. So for anybody who's interested or anybody who's listening currently right now, MGC, we're the Multicultural Greek Council, and in PhD, we're the National Pan-Hellenic Council, and I'll let you take it from here.
Nice. Okay. I got to follow up with a good intro. Hi, everybody. My name is Mason Cochran. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a software engineering major, also pursuing a minor in political science. And as was mentioned before by our illustrious hosts, I am the Director of Internal Affairs, which covers pretty much covers everything of the student experience on campus, RSOs, Greek life, etc. And I'm really happy to be here. I think I'm actually approaching my 1-year anniversary in SGA.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
exciting. That's
Exciting.
exciting. Snaps for me.
Beautiful.
Snaps for me.
Go.
But yeah, that's me.
All right. So you guys mentioned SGA, of course, which is why you're here primarily. Besides, being our friends, I guess, if we have to call you that. Well, I guess we're in public.
I'm not
so-
friends with Mason.
I wouldn't go
don't
that
like
far.
him.
Well, there is this game coming up. And we all
Word.
pretty much bought some tickets that we might see each other.
We might see each other in
I
public.
see him around. Every time I look at Mason, I get a little bit, I don't know.
Yeah,
It
a
scares me
queasy
little
feeling
bit.
in the
That's
stomach.
crazy because you called me beautiful earlier. You called me
You did call him beautiful earlier.
That's crazy.
Oh,
That's
wow.
crazy.
I think we should
It's-
dive into that, but for now,
Let's unpack that.
but for now,
Let's break it down.
can we hear a little bit about you guys' role in SGA, what that entails, and any plans or projects that you're working on or plan to work on through this academic year? Sorry, that was kind of loaded. So
That was a lot. Jeez. Okay.
It's all
So I guess I'll go first because you went first last time. So yeah, my role in SGA has covered a lot. I started off this year when I got sworn in with a lot of different topics to cover. And, that ranged from, student awareness for COVID-19 and vaccinations, for example. That also ranges from, I love being filmed while I'm giving this. I love that so much. It makes me feel
It's
so
putting you on the
confident.
spot.
Putting me on the spot. But yeah, no, another thing that's been like a big concern for me was also sexual assault on campus. So one of the really cool projects I'm working on right now is actually organizing a percent night. We're kind of nailing down the details about that. If you're interested in hearing more about this stuff, I'd also recommend following the KSU SJ Instagram page at ksu.sja.
we love that plug.
He's
Perfect
absolutely right
timing.
about it.
Love
He's media trained.
Oh yeah, I'm also gonna put my Instagram later, but that's neither here nor there. But no, yeah. So if you guys want to follow up on those plans or anything like that, we'll announce that stuff on our Instagram. But the idea is that this percent night will help us actually raise funds, and we're gonna give those funds to a school department organization that actually deals directly with those with the topic of sexual assault. My main reasoning for that was because there's a lot of great folks who do education in particular, but I wanted to make sure we're as SGA trying to deliver material and like I don't know how to explain it, but one of the things in SGA we care about is making sure students know we're here and can feel our impact. And one of the ways to do that is providing money to institutions at KSU that help students. So that's been a big priority for me as well. Also, putting on Marietta campus. That's been a big.
Ends.
It never
keeps
ends.
going.
It never ends. It never ends. But yeah, putting on Marietta campus everywhere I go. Working with the Marietta Senators to make sure they're good, and also organizing events on the Marietta campus. So yeah, I'm not going to monopolize the mic. Terrence, you got it.
All right. Can you guys repeat the question, please?
The question was just, can you talk a little bit about your role in SGA, what kind of your job is, and what plans or projects you've completed or that you have planned for the future of this academic year?
Okay, got you. So, I am the Fraternity and Sorority Life Senator. As you guys know, I really just got sworn in probably about like a month ago. So me and John, my co-senator, we are definitely working on things as far as events goes to unite the 4 councils on campus, whether it's a dodgeball event or whether it's a bake sale or whether it's really all just tabling out on the green together and be able to provide those opportunities for Greek unity. I believe that's probably our most difficult thing that we'll probably face here, just providing that unity and coming up with ideas and fresh events to be able to give all of the Greek students here on this campus. Because in my opinion, I really do feel like Kennesaw actually does a pretty good job when it comes to allowing, what I've seen so far, of allowing students who are Greek and giving them spaces. I definitely do feel like there's a lot more ground that needs to be covered as far as giving them the resources and everything that they need in order to grow and to expand and have better opportunities. However, just in general, I would say that Kennesaw actually does a pretty decent job. I feel like there's just a little bit more room to grow, which is, actually why me and John are here. So I'm definitely hoping to have this meeting with Dr. Arneson soon. I know that he is a very, very busy guy.
He's one of our faves. Shout out to Dr. Arneson if you're listening. Woo!
Shout out to Dr. Arneson. Yes, indeed. But definitely, I think the next project that I'll be working on is just being able to make sure that the entirety of the MGC Council, that they have a tent. And I've been talking to Shawanda and everything, because I do know that she has the resources and the know-how of actually how to get one, because I know the MPHC Council has one, but I'm definitely working on how to get MGC Council one as well, so that way when we have our Legacy Gazebo nights, we can be able to definitely give both of the councils their great deal of space to be able to display who they are and what they want to do and how they show off their culture.
Excellent.
Thank you, guys.
Man. These are very busy people, folks.
A man with a plan.
Man with a plan. I'm gonna hop in here, Mason. I got a huge question for you.
Oh boy,
Mason,
okay, what's up?
You're my partner in crime on the Student Government Association intern program.
Yes.
All right, Mason. I want you to talk a little bit about that, about how successful our efforts in that have been.
Yeah. So one of the ideas behind the SGA intern program is trying to get folks who are interested in. Amani and Andrew are posing for a picture as I'm trying to explain this. It's so fun. So
the audience can't see this.
I know. I gotta narrate.
We're testing your focus, and you failed. So
Okay.
you're fired. Terrence,
you.
would you like to answer the same question? No, I'm just kidding.
Appreciate that. The intern program is basically meant to provide students with an opportunity to get involved in the SGA without necessarily, doing what an executive member would do or a senator would do, elected office. And that's been really cool because we've been able to pair interns who, frankly, can vary in age or classification, but a lot of them tend to be freshmen. We can pair them with folks who are senators and also directors of committees, and that kind of gives them opportunity to learn on the job, gain important leadership skills. That's been a big thing we try to drive home is implementable skills that you can use in the workplace, also, of course, in student government and, frankly, in your classroom, is leadership skills, specifically team building and conflict resolution. And I've been able to meet a handful of interns who are super cool, and they've been helping me out a lot as well. So I would call the intern program so far a pretty big success, based on the feedback I've heard.
I was going to say that intern program has been going well so far. And for any of the people listening, I would recommend reaching out to myself or Mason if you're interested in getting involved. And Mason, speaking of getting involved on campus,
What's up?
The other big arm, and this is a new arm that SGA has.
Yes.
The Volunteer Corps.
Volunteer Corps, yes.
I want you to talk a little bit about that. Go into some detail for us.
No, of course. So the Volunteer Corps has been kind of an idea That's been in the works, honestly, since I would say like last spring. So when I was previously the senator for the College of Computing and Software Engineering. Shout out to my college, my favorite college, best college. But
I mean, there are better colleges, but
one of the best. So we when I was a senator, and I was working under former Director of External Affairs, Daniel Coley. We crafted an idea of how we could make SGA Week, which is a week of events based around SGA, how we could get more volunteer stuff kind of put into that week. So one of the days we actually dedicated specifically to handing out Chick-fil-A biscuits in exchange for food donations that we took to the CARES department. And from that kind of came this idea, what if we actually had like an entire arm of student government that was not limited to senators or interns, that normal students could get involved without being either of those categories, and then also being able to deliver direct relief or aid or help to other KSU students. So going into this year, that was one of the things that I really pushed for, was creating that committee, the Volunteer Corps Committee. And as of today, we've started recruiting folks from an SGA to start joining, and we're going to be planning events or volunteering events, not just at KSU on KSU grounds, but actually in the KSU area, the Kennesaw area, because we think it's really important to help the community around Kennesaw as well. So that's kind of the brief on the Volunteer Corps.
Mason, I'm your biggest fan. I want you to know that.
I think my girlfriend kind of beats you there. I think she beats you there.
Now he's dropping that he has a girlfriend.
I'm debating
I
that
feel like he
right
wants
now.
us to ask questions about that.
Right.
But we can visit that topic later.
It sounds like a huge flex.
Yeah,
He's
he was
flexing,
definitely
but
flexing.
I'll
But we
flex
can give her a shout out later.
Absolutely,
because
absolutely.
I have a question for Terrence. So I am also Greek. Shout out to the Greek people in the
Shout out
room.
Greek
Me
people.
and Terrence. I'm a member of the so sought after Sigma Alpha chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, which is an MPHC sorority, which Terrence briefly mentioned. So I just want to hear a little bit about your experience with being Greek, your chapter, your brothers, really anything surrounding Greek life that you just want to talk about and share.
I got you. So in my experience, and honestly, this kind of goes back, a little bit more a ways, because my Greek fraternity, seeing as how new it is, actually came about through a lot of my close friends that I've actually known even before they have crossed, and became the founders. So a lot of my close personal friends, I've known them for maybe about 4 years already, through being, a KSU student. And so when they founded Omega Delta Phi on this campus, I was like, oh, wow, this is an organization, full of all of my close friends and everything. I should definitely do, some more research about this organization and see why it is that they joined. And from my personal experience, I know going into Omega Delta Phi, it was a multicultural Greek organization. And so for me personally, I always knew that I always wanted to be a person that, expanded in being a diverse man. I really wanted to go out into different cultures, and I really wanted to get the most out of my experiences in the world, and not just in the United States, but also in Latin America. And so I really thought one of the best ways to do that was to pretty much start at home in a multicultural Greek organization where I can do that and network with lots of different people, even outside my race. That's what I personally wanted from my Greek experience. And so, which is kind of funny actually, because a lot of my close friends who actually did end up being the founders, and also my line brother, we're all either pretty much African or African American. So it's kind of funny how it came about, because now I can go out and I can explore those different kind of cultures. But anytime when I personally feel I need to come back to KSU and then maybe get a bit of sense of my own personal Black culture, I can come back to this particular chapter and then get anything that I need, or see if there's anything from home that I'm missing and get it here, because it is multicultural. And so it is, and it can be have different type of cultures on different type of campuses. So I definitely knew I wanted to join when I found out that my LB actually would be my also personal best friend of 4 years. So my best friend as of 4 years is also my line brother.
Wow.
Yes.
Talk about brotherhood.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
So when I pretty much figured that out, I was like, oh yeah, this is for sure. And so because we pretty much already have that kind of relationship, my experience in being Greek and being part of a fraternity has been pretty much, it's been great. it's been great because I'm surrounded by people that I actually already genuinely know. And so just being in a space where I'm able to be creative with them and being in a space where I'm able to also like challenge each other to be like, successful leaders on campus, it's been a great experience so far.
Great. That's a great answer. Thank you. So I know personally, I wasn't interested in being Greek before I came to college. I didn't know really anything about Greek life, especially I had no clue what NPHC was, and I had really no clue what MGC was. Only, sororities or fraternities that I knew about were the ones in movies that were, partying and, the typical people that they show on TV, which is, a stereotype.
Indeed, many stereotypes.
Yes. So my question, just while we're still on this topic of Greek life, is when you first came to Kennesaw or to college, did you know you wanted to be Greek, or did it just kind of happen, like you said, through seeing your close friends be a part of it?
So I actually did not. I knew what Greek life was, like as you said, through movies and TV shows. But coming into college, I actually was not really. That wasn't really something that I was looking for. However, what I definitely will say, like as I started becoming more of myself when I changed my major from biology to actually to acting and started actually being able to engage in student life, I was actually able to see like a lot of what Greeks and fraternities do on campus, and so that's what sparked my interest in being in a Greek affiliated organization. So that's what really sparked my interest. But as far as knowing who they were, even in my freshman year or the first semester of my sophomore year, I didn't really know what they were or what they represented. So it kind of just came throughout me being involved in student life, just in general. And so I got a huge fulfillment out of it so far.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
So what would you say was like the thing that like really attracted you to the prospect of being a part of Greek life?
Being a part of Greek life, like what I was looking for really was like a huge sense of community and something to take with me after I graduated. That is definitely something that I wanted, because I was part of RSOs and I was part of registered student organizations that either mentor students or that put on like events for students, but I didn't have anything that I knew that I could take with me after I graduated. I didn't have that sense of community or brotherhood that I knew that I wanted, because I know I was putting in like so much work when it comes in terms of like promoting things to students and offer them mentoring. But I asked myself, I was like, can I take this with me? Like, I know it'll be good on my resume and everything, but can my involvement on campus be much more than that? And so me kind of answering that question, that is really what, that is also one of the many things that also attracted me to Greek life as well.
That sense of community. I can imagine,
Yeah, that sense of community, that sense of brotherhood and everything. But I knew, but I didn't know what Greek was, because some of my family were Greek. I have an uncle who's an Alpha, and then I also have another auntie. She's a Delta. So I knew, but I didn't know what Greek life really was. So, So that's been my experience.
This is my last question, I promise, before we can move on. I know you guys are probably missing Director Cochran out here.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Don't worry, bro. I'm sorry if Harkin.
No, I asked you a question.
No.
You're
And
good.
this is my last question. It's a two-parter kind of. Do you have like biological brothers?
So actually, no. I don't have any biological brothers at all, and I have two sisters, one by my mom and one by my dad, and then I also have two stepsisters. So pretty much my entire childhood, I grew up surrounded by like lots and lots of sisters. So saw a lot of pink growing up.
I was just curious. I was going to ask how, if you had like a biological brother, how that would compare to the brotherhood in your fraternity. But you don't have brothers, so that's exciting for you to be able to, say that you have brothers now. And I think I have a sister. I have one sister and one brother, actually. And me and my sister didn't get along when we were younger, but now that we're older and not around each other all the time, we're only 2 years apart. So, like, we were in high school together. We played sports together our whole lives, and we never got along. And now that we're, like, farther away from each other, we get along a lot more. We only see each other, Christmas, the summer when I get to come home from school. So it was interesting to see like how my dynamic with my sister is different than my dynamic with my line sisters. So I was just curious about that.
I got you.
I'm once again the only child in the room. Really bad.
Yeah, I guess we have brothers, half sisters, so that's tough. That sucks.
I'm shocked, man.
Andrew gives me only child vibes. So
I
much
was
stuff
gonna
is
say,
clicking
like,
for
it
me.
really shows.
It doesn't
Love the
explain.
respect.
It explains a lot, doesn't it, folks?
It
does.
really
In
does.
retrospect, the
I'm not a fan of
psychoanalyzation.
only children.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Shoot,
I feel like
hold on.
sometimes you might miss something, but at the same time, you might gain something from being an only child.
I mean, it's an experience. I mean,
Is it? You never had to share.
No,
You
I mean,
literally never had to share.
but get this.
Amani's
You
looking
didn't have
at
to share
me.
a room. You didn't have to share toys. You didn't have to share food. You never had to share anything.
But get this. I was poor, so it evens out.
Okay.
No.
It evens
I'm gonna
out.
let you have the one because I'm not trying to respond. So,
Zingers all around, all around. I will say I think the thing about community is actually like probably one of the most important aspects of the college experience, right? Like you really don't have that, especially if you live on campus, you live in Greek housing, right? When you leave college, like where are you gonna get that again? Like if you live like in the suburbs, like it's all just separate homes, like that sense of community is really hard to find again after college. That's definitely something I'm gonna miss. So
well, it's not too late, Director Cochran. I do know that we have a new fraternity on campus, Beta Theta Pi.
excellent
That
segue.
is
Shout out to
trying
them.
to recruit right now.
That's crazy.
They're starting up the organization, so anyone out there listening, and Director Cochran, if you're looking for a sense of community, and anyone else who's just looking for that same sense of community, brotherhood, or even want to be a part of something special and creating something here that's lasting at Kennesaw State, our Beta Theta Pi chapter is not currently chartered, so you would be considered a founding father if you were to join. So it's really exciting to be a
pressure.
member of a fraternity or sorority that has historical context, both nationally and at Kennesaw, but it's even more of a intriguing opportunity, in my opinion, to be a part of a great and well-known national organization, but that has not been established here at Kennesaw State. So just food for thought, Director Cochran. I will also say VP Whitmere is not Greek either. We have
recruitment.
two
The
GDIs, two
I'm a fan.
unaffiliated young men who are perfect candidates for any Greek fraternity, besides the fact that Andrew doesn't know anything about brotherhood. But it's a great learning experience. It is a great learning
Me and Andrew,
experience
we're brothers.
to
We're
grow.
brothers.
Me and Mason are brothers too.
I mean, you guys could be also organizational brothers.
Exactly.
No, that goes. Never mind. It does not go as deep, probably. As bonds, but
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about bonds going deep.
Model
Anything.
UN,
We understand.
No, not even that.
HSMUN,
Well, that's the
brotherhood.
thing. I do not. I'll give myself credit. It is very difficult for me to do Greek, considering the amount of work that it's very difficult for me to brush.
It's difficult for him to do Greek, guys.
Let's-
You heard it here
Sorry.
first.
Let's rescue Andrew and move on to the next topic. Let's rescue Andrew.
It
Let's
is
give him a
very
hand. out of
difficult
what he's
for
done.
him to
Spot,
do
folks.
Greek. I have been doing Greek for about 9 months now. How long have you been doing Greek?
I've been doing Greek for maybe a good 4 months.
Is this
Yeah.
just a roast
It's been a
session?
good,
We
it's
are-
been a good
Is this a
journey.
roast session?
Yes.
This is what this is becoming?
Anywho, Andrew, do you have any questions?
I
I have
have
a
a-
fun game for us, but I can wait.
I was gonna say I don't know, man. Whatever I gotta say is obviously super boring. Let's go with the game.
Okay,
Not
so it's
true.
not quite a game, but it's hard to play games, over air where people can't see you. So,
understand we're playing
it's
games?
called Overrated or Underrated. I'll think of a cooler name.
Oh.
So I'm gonna give you guys like some random stuff like food, celebrities, topics, I don't know, articles of clothing, whatever, and you guys can each say whether you think it's overrated or underrated, and we'll see if it starts any arguments in here. Fun, fruitful debates, not arguments. So I'll start with a Kennesaw thing.
I don't like where this is going.
Boy.
The Commons, underrated or overrated?
Underrated.
I'll definitely say underrated.
Underrated, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely
I'm like
underrated.
middle of the road on the Commons, man.
Commit to
Like,
something. Commit.
I
I
refuse to
once.
take any
For
stance
once.
at all.
I think underrated because I think, especially compared to other dining halls, we don't know how good we have it. So
Absolutely.
all you commentators out there,
Facts.
walk
Yeah.
down the street to another university
I
and
was
see
gonna
what
say,
they're
you
working
need
with.
to elaborate
No.
on this. What other universities have you been to with like just terrible dining commons?
Well, I can't say here, but in Pittsburgh, I've
Oh.
been to some. In
That
Pennsylvania,
one place in Pittsburgh.
yeah, in Pennsylvania, there's some pretty sus dining halls, I will say.
Okay.
But I do know some people think it's overrated, because on-campus dining dollars, swipes, and stuff is expensive. So I'm happy that you guys didn't put that into consideration.
That's
Now, I will say that
Contrarian.
after a certain part, it does get to be overrated because, personally in my experience, and I'm set to graduate next semester before I say this, I've been on this campus for like 5 years now.
Right.
And I've definitely been making the most of it in these past couple of years, which is definitely I encourage every student to do. If you're staying here above 4 years or just in general, please take advantage of the resources you have. But after a certain point, the Commons does get to be overrated because I go in there now and I'm getting pizza and self-made sandwiches that I've been getting for the past couple of years now. I'm ready for something different. I'm ready for some 5-star hotels.
I'll say this though, the Commons pizza, pretty good. Not gonna lie.
I mean,
no,
pretty good.
the garlic knots. You
Immaculate.
have very low standards for pizza, and
Immaculate.
I love pizza, and I'm a thin crust girl, so
What?
I'm I need thin crust
Thin
pizza.
crust?
The Commons pizza it will do because I'm not that picky, so I pretty much eat a shoe if you put some sauce on it. I don't know,
What's your
my
take
God.
on stuffed crust
but
though?
no, I like thin only.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Stuffed crust.
That's unheard
Stuffed crust
of.
pizza is overrated.
No.
Thin
Wait,
crust
wait, wait,
only.
wait.
Let me
Everything is
finish
in
my point
question
about the
now.
Commons.
Everything is in
Wait a minute.
question.
About the Commons, the garlic knots bus. That is the
Facts.
single-handedly one of the
Okay.
highlights of the Commons.
Facts.
Fried chicken Thursday, although it does get old, like you said, after 4 or 5 years, I've been here. This is gonna be my 4th year. Well, it is my 4th year now in the middle, so I'm with you on that. The sandwich bar, where you can make your own sandwiches. Well, they make them for you, but give them to you made to order.
Overrated.
No, that is underrated.
what?
I did
I
not
will
take
say-
advantage of that until this year, maybe middle of last year. That is underrated.
I will definitely agree because while I personally have the sense that I've been overusing it, I definitely think that enough students don't use that.
Yes, I agree.
They always go to go get French fries or go get burgers or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll go hard on the chicken tenders, no cap.
Yeah.
But the hibachi station, now that's overrated.
That's a little.
When I committed here,
That's
I was
not my
like,
favorite.
okay, that's gonna be I'm gonna eat that all the time. And then after a couple times, I was like, they don't put the love into it like the rest
They
of the
just don't.
food. Everyone else in the comments, they really put love into when they make the food. I can taste it,
I can
and
taste
I
the
just feel
love.
like they just
Chef's kiss.
fry the noodles up, fry your chicken up, put it in the bowl, dump the sauce, and here you go. And I can't get behind that.
I was gonna say, Amani, we see eye to eye on a lot of issues. This is the one thing that we're just completely
The divisive
opposite on.
issue
This is
is the
terrible.
hibachi spot in the comments.
I'm being
It
serious.
tears them
Well,
apart.
honestly,
don't know
regular
if they put
hibachi is
love
not that
into
great to
it.
me.
Hibachi's not great to you in general? Whoa.
I would like to free you guys from the shackles of hibachi. I'm
That's-
sorry. Everybody
The
is
shackles of
everybody.
What do you mean by that?
Hibachi,
What
hibachi.
do you mean by that?
We love hibachi, and I just free yourself, King. Free yourself.
What do you mean
Like,
by free from the shackles of
I'm not going
hibachi?
to lie. Hibachi. That is
Get some
definitely
sushi,
for
grow
me.
up.
Okay, you're right about that.
No.
You're right
That is
about that.
very exotic food to me. Just
Sushi
because
is not exotic.
Yes,
They have
it
it in the
is.
student center.
it's exotic. Food
You need to
because
try
I
it.
don't get it.
I love
all
that
the
ad-
time.
that
So
adjective,
That's why
man.
I say-
Exotic.
Exotic.
Kennesaw
That's
State
crazy.
sushi is exotic.
But before, I think.
We do live in the North Georgia suburbs. It is
We
exotic
do.
here.
Okay, I will give you that. I will give you that.
Before we move on, I do want to say though, shout out to all the staff and the faculty and the student employees at the Commons. They've been working through the pandemic. They've been working
Facts.
through all of these stuff to get us
True,
food.
true,
Mr.
true.
James.
Yes.
Love Mr. James.
Shout out to all of them.
Let's
all
give a
that
quick
crew.
shout out to Mr. James.
Claps all around.
And the rest of the Commons people, because
Honestly.
Mason's right. That's a great shout out. They really do hold it down, and they put in the work.
Absolutely.
So,
also, my
shout out
folks
to
at
them.
Singers. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Merida campus.
Oh
my folks
yeah,
at Stingers.
I have not eaten at Stingers in 4 years, so
Yo,
I will make
I
an
have-
appearance at Stingers.
I have not eaten at Stingers, period.
Me neither, ever.
I've never been there yet before.
I've
That's
I hear
always-
on my
great things
Scrappy's
about it,
bucket list
though.
before I graduate.
I've always had good experiences with the breakfast. When I was a
Oh.
little freshman, when I was
Commons breakfast bus. Stingers, I know you do it right too.
stressing out about my programming classes and stuff like that, the pancakes and the sauces would just be
Okay.
chef's
Okay.
kiss. But yeah,
Lord, back when they used to actually have the 24-hour studying session in the Commons before the pandemic and everything, I swear to God, me and my friends, we will be there legit finals period legit all night.
Yep.
Then walk right around to the front of the entrance of the Commons, then go get breakfast, then take our exam. It was a very, very rigorous process.
Have you guys been here when they've had the made to order omelets
no
for breakfast?
I've not.
See, you guys are OG commoners.
What you talking about?
Commoners.
Common goers.
Better than commoners.
I was gonna say, that's
OG
pretty good, yeah.
commoners. Commoners. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so at certain times... Oh, goodness.
Oh my goodness. Slapping
Almost
the mic.
ripped the mic off the stand. So at certain points or in the past, I don't know like what has it, probably before we were overpopulated with all these lovely, beautiful new students.
We love them
have
all.
Here. We do.
We
Well,
welcome them
are.
on this campus.
They have
Great.
taken away the omelets, and I will not forgive them though. So there used to be like made to order omelets. Like you go to the omelet bar and you say like, I would like, I always get veggies in mine. So bell peppers, onions, mushrooms,
nice.
tomatoes,
Delicious.
jalapenos.
Smart. Beautiful.
Put it in there. They make you a big, freaking huge omelet, and it is so good. Put some cheese in there.
True.
It's amazing.
Exactly. What's the next over and
What's the
underrated
next?
thing?
Oh, sorry, you guys
Nice.
don't want to hear about the comments anymore? Okay.
No.
Wow.
So
We love it.
Shout
We love
out to
the
the
comments.
I'm gonna
Shout
give you
out.
guys a celebrity.
Okay.
I like this.
I've never heard of them. I'm so
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna pick like a basic person. Let me think
Okay,
for a
basic
second.
person.
Not basic, but like someone that everyone knows. Kim K.
Kim Kardashian?
Yes.
Uh,
Overrated or underrated?
I'm indifferent. I don't care.
I don't want to anger the Kim K fans that listen to this
The
show.
Kim K
Well,
fans?
Stand strong behind
The
your point.
stands.
I will personally say for me that I feel like she is overrated just because I know I don't follow celebrities like that. I know that I am like way too busy as a KSU student being part of all these organizations and everything. So if I have to hear her name in more than just one conversation about completely different random topics, then I know she's overrated. Just because she is being applicable to multiple conversations and multiple different topics throughout my day.
She's a successful businesswoman. She's very successful branding. That's why she's coming up in conversations.
There we
You're
go.
playing into it.
The branding
Playing
works.
into the strap.
It
Okay,
works.
Mason, we're waiting for your opinion. We're not
I'd
gonna
probably
let you talk your way out of this.
I'll probably just say overrated, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know, like...
It's because she's a successful businesswoman.
I'm just a hater. Absolutely. No, I mean, like, I don't know. To be fair, I don't really know a whole lot about, like, what she's done over the course of her career.
You didn't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
Did not watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Neither have I.
Hey, like I said, busy college student.
Busy college shit, that's crazy. But yeah, I'll probably say she's a little overrated. Probably,
So
yeah.
Mason's talking about how all
Andrew?
this big game about how he has a girlfriend and has never watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I don't think she has either. I'm not gonna hold you. So
That's one of the things that they have in common. That they
Andrew,
just,
are you
like, really
insinuating
love about
that
each other.
women just watch Keeping Up with the
I'm
Kardashians?
saying
Get him,
I've
Amani,
watched it.
get him.
Hold on a second.
Get him.
Let me defend myself. I've watched it with my girlfriends, so it's whatever.
Girlfriends with an
Oh,
S.
Whoa. Whoa.
My exes. Let me put them in the
Whoa.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
oh,
turn the
okay.
page.
X's line like tic tac toe.
Oh,
You know
Let's
what
turn
I'm
over
saying?
a new leaf, really.
New
Let's
leaf,
move
new leaf,
along.
new
Okay.
topic.
Open up a new page in the book.
This will be my last overrated or underrated, and let's think of another good one.
That'll be good.
Okay. I actually don't have one. Andrew, do you
You're
have
right.
one?
I was gonna say let's talk. I don't know. I got done with my Game of Thrones rewatch 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Exactly.
goodness.
So Game of Thrones overrated or underrated?
All
Ooh.
fantasy. All fantasy.
You're
It's
wrong,
not
bro.
sci-fi is overrated.
You're wrong.
Game of Thrones included.
I've never seen Game of Thrones,
Sick.
but I feel like they'd be naked on there a lot. So
Yeah, I mean,
isn't that
that's-
true?
Yeah, it's
They
true.
do.
Yeah.
Look, I did not finish
overrated?
Game of Thrones, but I did watch the first 4 seasons.
You're
What
better
season are
off
they
for
at?
that.
Like I think I
You're-
ended off right.
You're better
right
off at
there.
that point. It starts getting really tough to watch after the 5th season.
It was
I
always
got
kind of
you.
tough to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, it's a good
True.
show. Well, no,
Absolutely.
it's a good show. It has good drama. I mean, like, I read all the books, so I was a pretty big fan of that. And so the adaptation was pretty well. And then once they get away from the source material, it's not a fun watch.
Wait.
Oh.
Lord, here we go. It's all just because it starts becoming more about like the marketing instead of actually
True.
about the content.
Wait.
of
The show's
the
quality
page.
dropped off when they got a budget. That's my hot take.
I have a better show. About Squid Game.
Haven't watched it.
I haven't watched Squid Game either.
it.
God, y'all are crazy.
I know that it's
We're not
so
cultured.
crazy.
I've seen the first
Sorry.
episode,
We're not
so-
cultured.
I saw part of the first episode, but I don't think other than that I've watched it at all.
Now the crazy thing is that actually I have watched certain scenes. I've seen like the mirror scene where they're jumping on different mirrors, and I've also seen
Okay, well, don't
like
spoil it.
obviously.
I just saw the memes on
We're never
Twitter
gonna get
first.
around
Like I
to
saw
it.
the memes on Twitter and I was like, "What is this show?"
It's on my list, but I will say I just finished rewatching the Coven season of American Horror Story since it's Halloween, and I haven't watched it in a couple
Interesting.
years.
That's a good
Okay.
show.
Best season of American Horror Story. Murder
You're right
House
about
and
that.
Asylum are really good, but
Ooh,
Coven is
Asylum
just
is
a
good.
best.
Doesn't that
Coven
have-
is just great.
Extraterrestrials aren't they in there?
Yes.
Okay, that was
Oh,
a
yeah.
that was a great. I was
Wait,
trying to
that was a
figure.
great
He was
spoiler.
about to say aliens and then choose the
Extra-
extra. Were you trying to not offend the aliens?
No,
It
because I was
you
like
were
trying to.
aliens.
I was- no.
extraterrestrial. Like you were trying to figure out the best way to address it.
No, because I was
We
like,
gotta be
is this a
politically
spoiler?
correct
It's not.
when
No,
we make
okay, listen. No, because it's not really. It's like the first episode they imply that, right? Like,
Yeah, it's very weird.
Okay.
So Asylum to me, since we're talking about American Horror Story, Asylum to me is very odd. In that
It
season,
is.
I mean, it's all odd. You have to be kind of sick to like it, which is why I like it. And I'm sure that's why you like it too.
that's exactly why I like it, Amani. I'm glad we're on the same page. That's crazy. That's
Right.
crazy.
Wow.
Sick minds think alike.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But anyways, so during that season specifically, what is confusing is the mysterious trail of alien, extraterrestrial, whatever the correct way to address outer space.
Okay, that's not even where I was
creatures.
coming from. I was just stumbling over my words trying not to spoil it. But I
Yeah,
spoiled
it's just funny.
anyways.
But anyways, yeah. So it's like happens in the beginning, and then it doesn't really come back for a majority of it, and then it's like
Right.
kind of at the end again.
It was,
And
yeah.
the alien part didn't make sense, but usually some string of events during every season doesn't quite add up to make the season. But I think it's just like throw you off so you don't like get predictable.
a
I'm
little
not
bit of
gonna
a juke.
lie.
A little bit of a.
But yeah, so I just watched
Hook
that,
left.
and now I'm watching You. That's on my list.
Watching me?
The third season of
That.
You.
You shouldn't do that.
So yeah, I'm watching that. I'll probably finish it tonight after we get off here because I'm doing nothing for the rest of the evening except for watching.
I got a better
that.
one.
One of the senators-
Wait,
Invincible.
and then Dynasty. I don't know if you guys have watched Dynasty.
Dynasty's pretty good.
I recommend 10 out of 10, one of my all-time favorite shows. I watched all 3 seasons. I didn't even realize I was on the last season, so I didn't cherish it. And then it just ended, and I was like, oh my gosh. And now season 4 is out, so that's
What's
next on my
Dynasty?
list.
I have not
It's
seen...
based off of the old Dynasty. It's about
like
like
a
this
Nashville
rich
show or
family.
whatever, yeah.
It's based in Atlanta though, and they talk about like Buckhead and like a lot of really. I think they filmed part of this new season at Fifth Third Bank Stadium, but I'm not positive.
Ooh,
They were
interesting.
filming there last year or over the summer. I don't remember. And people were like, I think it's for Dynasty. And that was like when I was watching it, I was like, no way. But that's not confirmed.
I was
Love
going to say, this is a
Georgia.
sidebar, but going back to you, this is the meanest thing a senator has ever told
Oh,
me.
no.
But I walked into the office.
You
like,
do
30
look like Joe. I already know.
Exactly.
Give off Joe.
The
I
serial,
want
the
to
serial
give up
killer
Joe. You heard
vibes.
it.
The serial killer vibes,
my
man.
God.
This is not fun.
They're immaculate.
Oh my God. And this
I like how
outfit
you
that
brought
you
it
have,
up.
This outfit that you have on, the hat, the dark jacket.
The audience can't see what I'm dressed as.
I know, I'm describing it.
You're
He has
describing
on a black hat.
With a
Oh my
Yankee-
Imagine like a
it's
really bad like
Yankee fade.
undercover CIA agent, like a really bad CIA agent with like a hat and everything all black. It's just really bad.
You look like you. I mean, Joe.
You look like
I look
you.
like you. I look like you, Mason. I love you.
Love you too. Mwah. But seriously though,
I'm
Invincible.
telling their girlfriends.
Listen.
She's listening right now, I think. So-
Absolutely. Listen.
and I want you to, Hannah, if you're listening right now,
Now we name drop.
Wow,
Oh.
name
Now
dropping.
name dropping.
I am a bigger fan of Mason than you.
Hannah, don't
I
be
will-
threatened. Don't be threatened at all. Okay, you don't
I'm
have anything
just
to worry
dying
about. Trust
over
me.
here.
Okay, but seriously though, Invincible,
Not
top
interested.
tier.
Next.
It's pretty
show.
good.
No.
It's
I've
pretty
Top
good.
seen...
tier.
Oh my God. I've
Top
seen
tier.
Amani
YouTube
just doesn't
videos.
like
I've
nerd
not
things.
seen it
Watch
yet.
it.
What is
Watch
it about? I haven't even heard of it.
Okay.
so-
It looks... The dude is practically Superman, though.
Okay, so listen, right? So okay, hot.
Briefly.
Okay, brief. Okay.
Thank you.
So Invincible is based on a comic book series, and it's really awesome because it's really gory, and it actually depicts like what superhero powers actually might be like. You know what I mean? Like you see, like in DC or Marvel, like they'll like literally pile drive someone through like a building, and they get up and they're fine,
That's 'cause
right?
they have superpowers.
Well, sometimes the people that are pile driving don't have superpowers, and it does not seem realistic at all. In Invincible, though, it's like you see what you would get if you had superheroes actually engaging with like normal people and like they had their powers and stuff.
I'll hop
like
in
the
here.
boys.
I'll hop in here. With the thing that's really, really funny about Invincible is, like Mason said, the main character, the whole premise is that he is a teenager and he has just gotten superpowers and he does not know how to use his powers. And so every single episode, he is just getting rocked. And it is that's exactly
awesome.
what would happen to a person who did not know what they were doing. So, in any case, and then the season ends with him getting rocked.
Don't tell us how the season ends.
It's not. That's enough detail.
I mean,
Wait a minute.
it's literally
This
every
sounds,
episode thing.
This sounds like a cartoon version of The Boys.
It
from
is like
Amazon
okay.
Prime.
Well, to some degree, it is. It's like a satire of like superhero stuff. Like
Is it
much like The
cartoons or
Boys
is it
was.
real people?
Like Invincible is a cartoon.
Yeah, Invincible.
It's a cartoon.
It's an animated show. Let's not call it a cartoon.
Okay.
I would
It's
say
an
it's
animated
R-rated.
series. Animated series.
Okay.
Anime, overrated or underrated?
Don't get us started on this one.
Oh.
I've never watched a single second
It
of anime,
really-
so I literally
this
don't
is
know.
a this is a heated
No,
topic.
I'm not
Anime.
interested.
If we get into this, these ratings.
Okay, we
Shout
won't
out
get into
One Piece.
discussion. We'll just straight up
Shout
say
out to
overrated.
Dragon Ball
underrated.
Z Kai.
Shout out One Piece, folks.
Overrated.
You're wrong on that
Stay
one,
mad.
pal.
Stay
You're
mad.
wrong on that
Here we
one,
go.
pal.
Stay
Anyways, we're
mad.
getting off this topic.
Here we go.
Okay.
What's next?
Switching from anime. Okay, Apple. This is just gonna be this or that. Apple or like HP, Dell, like regular computer that's like simple to operate, which I have. So you know my opinion.
So I'll say it depends on what you're using it for, but I mean, like,
True.
it depends what you're using it for, right?
Your
But
general school computer, everyday use. You know, you're not doing like engineering, drawing architectural structures and stuff. Like just a straight up Mac
Unfortunately,
or PC.
Unfortunately, because I don't have one. But I will have to say Apple just because I do know that their system is much faster than using a Dell sometimes, especially if you have not upgraded it. So the thing about it is that I know that when it comes to Apple computers, Apple phones, they are much easier to all connect to each other and communicate with each other, and they have their own operating unit since it's like a little bit more private, right? So because of that, I know that their speed, in which case they're able to like work their processing is much faster. However, if one doesn't know, then the other computer, the other computer software is not as fast. So that's why I would say that, because sometimes I'll be trying to log in my computer, my Dell computer and everything, and then try to log in to D2L, and then it takes like a good minute sometimes. And I'm like, I might as well just go to the KSU library.
So I'll say that the point you're making earlier about like the it's called like the walled garden, right, where you can use all like their devices together, whether it's like using iMessage on your Mac or using AirDrop to like drop stuff. And as someone who's like fully invested in that ecosystem, it's great. It is so seamless and awesome. It just works.
He knows how to code, ladies.
It's
really cool.
Software engineering, no, but seriously though, like the walled garden, as goofy of a business practice as it might be, right? Because you're forcing people to use your products, right? Like when I first got an iPhone, coming from Android, I had an Android watch, right? And then I had to get like the Apple Watch if I wanted to use my watch. It's really awesome. It's smooth. It's a great user experience, but man, it gets expensive. So if you can commit to that, it works really well for you. But honestly, Windows is probably the better general purpose. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna say I agree with Mason on this one. I have a Windows desktop at home that I use for my clicky clacks whenever I'm writing, but for my
Or gaming.
purpose. I don't play video games.
You are a certified gamer.
I don't do that.
You do.
I'm getting off that. Let's move on to the next question.
He doesn't want to go into detail
imagine
about how
not
much
being-
he is not a gamer.
Honestly, imagine not being able to own that. Wow, that's crazy.
So I refuse. I can own a lot of terrible things about myself, and it's not gonna be that one. I also literally don't have any time. Like we
You know what? Max,
Okay, but gamers are gamers. Okay.
I
Can
mean,
you stop?
I mean, because for me, I have a PlayStation 2. I had a PlayStation 1. I think I sold it. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I have all these PlayStations. I loved to game in high school, going into college. However, I definitely agree. I don't have time for it anymore.
It's really it hurts not being able to do it. I was gonna say
That makes
one
you a
of-
gamer. If it hurts, you're a gamer at heart, dude.
Okay, let me tell the story.
Okay,
You're
let's
gonna
elaborate
you're gonna keep
quick.
harping on this, but let me explain something. One of my biggest regrets is that I had a GameCube as a young man, and then I sold the GameCube, and I'm really sad that I don't have it anymore. And that's my one story.
You're gonna be 80 years old and find it at a garage sale, and you're gonna shed a tear.
It's still gonna. By the time I'm 80, those things are gonna be worth like $800. It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
So I'm gonna have to at
Like
some point
arthritis.
just.
I still have a Game Boy,
Which one?
the vertical one.
I've never heard someone describe it like that before.
I gave the
vertical one.
horizontal one to my neighbor, and then my mom got mad.
Hey, I still have a PSP, the small portable one.
Wait. Okay. I don't know if I can ask you guys this out. Okay, Xbox or PlayStation?
I don't care.
You already know what I'm going to say.
No, say it.
I'm
Say
gonna
it.
say PlayStation.
Okay.
Like all of my life, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. How could I ever go to Xbox with my experience?
I'll say this: if you were like a PS3 guy versus an Xbox 360, you were not living the life. You were missing out on a completely different growing up experience,
but
adolescent experience.
PlayStation 3 folks, though, they were starving at the start of
They
it.
gotta
They were
wear.
starving at the beginning until like Uncharted and The Last of Us came around. It was tough to
True.
be a PlayStation fan. But Xbox folks, had Mass Effect, had Halo.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about Xbox Live. That is a completely
Xbox Live?
You grew up different on playing Call of Duty. on this Mark's Live.
I got to avoid that, and that explains how I am not.
And how I'm
currently avoiding that
infinitely
now.
more
Yes.
toxic than you, Mason. That's our key difference.
Honestly, the toxicity in this room right now.
Exactly.
I am not toxic.
I agree.
Oh man.
Amani is the least. Amani is like, what's like the pH balance differences? Just like any biology
Matt,
folks in
moving
here.
on.
That's a good call, host. That's a good call. That's a good call.
I think acids are low pH and bases are high. Because I always thought it was opposite. Like I was like, if something's high pH, I feel like it should be like acidic. But I'm pretty
Yes.
sure that's how I remember it is. 'Cause it's actually opposite.
The biology
Take-
majors are
And it
freaking out
was
right
like
now. in the
7, like,
comments.
the middle.
Take it from a previous biology major. That actually is how it works.
And what's the
Absolutely.
middle? 7?
7.
Okay. I learned something
So
from
Amani
Chem
is right at 7
in high school, and also the 2 Bs that I got in college. Shout out to those Bs. But anyway,
Shout out to those
was gonna
C's.
say, we're-
That's
C's
wild.
good degrees, baby.
I mean, amen.
Amen, man.
Amen to that.
All right, host, what's next?
awkward.
We got some dead. We got some dead air right now. Mason, just tell a joke. Mason, tell us a joke.
I have absolutely no jokes on deck. I'm sorry.
Mason,
I'm sorry.
why? Why am I afraid of stairs?
Why are you
do I
afraid of
not-
stairs?
why
I've
am I
seen you
afraid of-
fall down them before.
I
Like
have
they
actually-
trip you up,
They do trip you up.
and your little
But
leg.
the real reason, my little legs. The real reason I'm afraid of stairs, Mason, is because they're always up to something.
Good one.
God, oh my God! You never got the
Lord.
joke books now. That's
Okay,
crazy.
wait a minute. Oh, so I have just one corny joke, and I learned this
Just
from
one?
my job. Just
the one?
Just the one. Just the one.
All right, hit us with it. What's up?
Okay. Why do they say be there or be square?
Because if you're not there, that means you're not around.
Around.
Whoa!
Not to
Wow.
ruin the joke.
Oh my
The
but-
God.
comedic duo out here. Look at you guys go.
Okay.
The blue
Glad I
collar
know I'm not
comedy
the only
tour.
one who knows that one in the book.
Yeah, no, me too.
Should we have SGA go on Family Feud? This is just a completely stray thought that has just popped into my head.
I would definitely be really good on Family Feud.
I would
Think
probably
so?
be pretty good at Family Feud as well.
What makes someone good at Family Feud?
Andrew, no shade because I love you, but like I
But-
just feel like
But-
all the shade in the world,
I just
though.
feel like you would crumble under the pressure of being on Family Feud.
So
Like you cannot do the fast money round. Maybe you can be a general member, but you cannot do the fast money round.
I think you got me there. What would really make me crack under pressure is I would get too upset. I would be too scared of like upsetting Steve Harvey. I wouldn't want to upset him.
You're worried about like
Steve
the
Harvey
wrath of
doesn't pay
Steve
my bills,
Harvey.
so until then, I don't worry about disappointing him.
Look, all you have to worry is about like a good 5 seconds of him staring into the camera like The Office and then walking to the other side.
Oh
Yeah,
my
just
God.
me smiling and then awkwardly putting out like just like a very like offensive joke or whatever, and then him just looking, staring at me
Be honest, this
like
is not
he's
in the
gonna
script.
hurt me.
My favorite parts of Family Feud is when like people go on there with their families, but like they have like younger-ish children, and there's always like some inappropriate questions on Family Feud, and they have to like,
Oh.
and then of course like the son or daughter has to say something like inappropriate, and then it's like awkward because like they're there with their parents, but they have to say it like for the sake of the show, and then like Steve Harvey always like makes it a point to make it even more dramatic, like your daughter just said that, your son, and then like look at the mom like you raised it, like it's so funny to me because I can just imagine like being on with my parents and having to say a good answer that's like inappropriate, and then being like, Mom, Dad, you didn't hear this, just for the greater good of our family, so we can get that car and
Get this
$20,000.
Honestly, yeah, it's all for the bag. You gotta
You
secure
know
the
what I'm saying? I
bag.
don't know
I'll
why you feel
agree.
embarrassed about that. It's like your parents are on the same page as you. Probably just gotta get the bag.
You gotta
win.
secure
You
the
gotta
bag.
win. In any case,
I'm for SJ Family Feud.
I think
We could be on Celebrity Family Feud.
What if
Do
we
you think we
actually-
qualify for that?
Would we qualify celebrity?
For
I have like
celebrity
300
family.
I
followers
think I
on
can bring up
Instagram,
our
so-
celebrity status.
You think so?
And Terrence is an actor, so
Hey,
True.
yo.
have you been in anything?
I have so as far as what I've been doing now, I've just been doing a lot of background acting so far. However, I do think that when you do background acting, that is a great way to network and get experience because, you know, I mean, I don't want to flex or anything when I say this, but like I actually, I got a background gig actually at Tyler Perry Studios over the
Sick.
summer.
Oh wow.
Sick.
Okay.
So if anybody's trying to do that, get you a nice photographer, set up a nice resume, take some acting classes, then go.
What's like your dream role?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
That
your
actually
dream
is pretty
role?
good.
So my dream role, actually, I've been I don't know if this is what it is because I've only seen one trailer for it, but I've been wanting to be on the new Green Lantern CW show that they're going to put out soon.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Like I know the guy who plays John Diggle from Arrowverse, that he's gonna be he's definitely gonna be on there. He's gonna be I believe the Green Lantern. But I definitely would like to be like probably one of like the struggling college students on the show.
Is close to heart.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be a great representative of that on the show. And then who knows, I might get a ring of my own in the next season or something.
Okay. I was going to ask Terrence, are you familiar with the film club here at KSU?
You mean the film club or like the Meebus program?
For film's sake, I think is like the actual name of their club.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've seen them, but I don't feel like I'm very familiar with them.
I was gonna say they don't just watch movies; they make movies. So it actually might be a thing if you're interested on. I'm plugging them because I'm also friends with a lot of the people in there. So it's a good opportunity. I'd recommend it.
Yo, would love to. If you could just slide me their Instagram.
Plug for Instagram after the show.
I literally think it's @for film's sake. KSU or something like that.
Someone's
got to fill the dead air here.
Everyone else interested? Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, excuse me, I'm a great actress. No one ever
self-reported.
Asked,
I like it.
Like,
who asked?
And I hope you guys don't think I'm joking because people always think like, oh yeah, she's being funny, like she thinks she's good at everything. Like I actually can act. Like I think, to me at least. And of course, what does my opinion matter? But like. And I will say, this is a humble brag. People tell me I should model all the time because I have an interesting look. The freckles, racially ambiguous. I'm just mixed, but no one seems to understand what race I am. And I'm always like, I'm just mixed, guys. But anyways, and then the big red curly hair. Like people always, every time I go places, like, oh my gosh, you should model. So I feel like modeling, acting, plus my acting skill, like it's pretty much like I can do it. Like, why am I not a star?
I wonder the same. Why isn't Amani a star? I wonder the same thing all the time.
I love that question, and honestly, I definitely would say so many people have like different type of majors and are differently studying different things, but you would never know how talented somebody is just from their particular major. Just like the student involvement career fair that was on here a couple of days ago, like advertising for marketing. I went in and I asked them, I was like, hey, I'm a theater major. I'm trying to be an actor. So, like what kind of experience could I possibly get from like from applying to be in part of any one of your companies? And they were like, you know what? We hire actors all the time because they are great.
They're just pretending they know how to do the job.
Yeah. Like, half the time, sometimes it's really just being like a good people's person and having that, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
charisma.
Yeah, the charisma. What's the opposite of being an introvert?
An extrovert.
Extrovertedness. Yeah.
I'm good at synonyms. I'm good at those. That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
That would be an antonym.
That's.
Not to be that person, but the opposite.
But to be that person. To be that person. Fantastic.
Back to me, the real star.
Yeah, true. Folks, this is her show.
It's actually not my show. It's our show. But
I'm here
in the show of life,
I'm here for more support.
Like here.
Absolutely. We're all just side characters in Amani's movie.
I was going to say, Mason, what was our Secret Service code names? You decided this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No.
No?
You're saying it live on air.
So your Secret Service code was Goofy, and yours was Phoenix.
Gorge.
Phoenix was kind of fine, but I mean, Phoenix was kind of fine, but I think
it was great, and it represents those personalities perfectly.
That's really what this is. That's really what our dynamic is me bringing you down with my awful attitude.
Oh yeah, it's the worst. Just the absolute worst.
To get back to topic, Amani, if you are definitely interested, I would heavily suggest that you get into modeling. Because you will never know who needs the representation. You'll never know who needs to
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here and say that Amani,
I can't be a model.
No, you might actually hate it. Like, because I have friends that are models and they did not.
Well, I would hate it because first of all, no one's gonna tell me what I can and cannot eat, and I know that's like kind of getting phased out from like certain industries. More about body positivity and like inclusive regarding race, body type, etc. But yeah, no one's gonna tell me what I can and can't eat, and they're not gonna tell me to lose or gain weight because I spent this whole from like March when our season ended until this summer. I spent all that time. Also, I play basketball. I don't know if I mentioned that last time around here, but anyway,
starting point guard. Folks.
Thank you for that plug. I spent that time trying to gain weight. So for someone to be like, "Oh, you're not skinny," or blah blah for this shoot, I'll be like, "Oh." And gotta go, and I'm not gonna get caught up in that cycle. So it might not be the best for me to get into modeling, but for like Rihanna, like Fenty, Savage Fenty, I would do that. besides the fact that you have to be like naked because it's like lingerie.
Yeah.
That part I'm not interested, but the fact like how inclusive she is, like I would love something like that. So maybe like for like her next album, if she even goes back to music. But
Isn't
yeah,
she like a billionaire
shout out to
now?
Rihanna.
She made
Yeah.
like
I
$1
think
billion
she's like the
off of
newest-
Fenty.
Oh, congrats.
One of the
on being
newest
a billionaire.
billionaires.
We actually have a comment in the chat. Kevin Kirksey, sorry,
wow.
I'm butchering your last name probably. He says, I am very proud of you, Terrence, my Greek brother in the Greek world. A5.
love that.
I don't know if I'm supposed
Nice.
to say that part, but he says A5. I don't know if that's like a thing that you guys say, so like, I don't want to be rude.
No, shout out to my uncle. That is definitely my uncle supporting me.
Oh, we
Shout
love that.
out.
That's
We love it.
awesome.
He is definitely the man who was who really has mentored me. And,
Oh, wait,
like,
he's the one that's in Alpha?
Yes.
Okay,
he is
now
in
it's making
Alpha.
sense. Now it's
Shout
making
out.
sense.
Yeah.
Not I'm D9 and didn't get it, but anyway. That's embarrassing. But I had to just cover it up there.
Keep it
so
moving.
go
Keep it
ahead.
moving.
Love you, uncle. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the support.
That's awesome.
I didn't even tell my parents about this or anybody, so I should really.
Was there like any like pressure in your family for you to do Greek stuff? Was that like any?
Actually, no. Because me going Greek, I will definitely say I would say it was something that my family wasn't necessarily expecting, and it's just because the state that my personal family is in. It's because everybody's doing so much right now. So my aunt, who's a Delta, she's over in Japan, and she's over in Japan. She got a great job over there because she's a nurse.
That's cool.
So she got a really, really great job over there. My uncle, he's actually over in Texas taking care of my grandparents who are starting to get a little bit older in their health, who need a little bit more maintenance. But other than those two people, there's nobody else in my family that's Greek. So for me to be able to go Greek and make my move and actually start doing like a lot of the research myself, like I actually would say, like, not to advertise myself, but that actually is a pretty good thing. That's a pretty huge thing because, you know, I was able to like do this and other people have like lots of resources that I didn't have to do.
Right.
So definitely shout out. Thank you, Uncle. Like I said, one more time again, because if he didn't, because one thing, even though he wasn't necessarily like trying to get me to go Greek, he will always send me books about like, you know, how to get started in my community, invest, etc.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mr. Kevin, for watching. It is nice to have you. Our fan right now, our number one fan. We appreciate you.
Our favorite fan.
He's a fan of Terrence, not us.
If he's a fan
by
of Terrence, he is a
association.
fan of us. Yes,
It's by
by
association.
association.
Hey, yo.
But anyways, well, we are nearing the end of our show. We have a little under 5 minutes left. So I guess we can take this time for any like final thoughts.
Plug some stuff, folks.
How about some
Yeah.
vibes?
What are you involved
I'm
in?
going to plug Kennesaw State Women's Basketball. Our first game is November 9th at home at the Convocation Center. It's free for students. So, you know, come out and support. We really need your support this year. We got a new coach. This is the Blue Era. Hootie hoo.
Hootie
For
hoo.
SGA, it's a mandatory event. You have to come out to it.
Absolutely.
That is true.
That is very true.
You want to support your president, folks.
Hey, yo.
Support.
Come out and know who your senators are. Know that
Yes.
you have representation on campus. You have a
Yes.
voice in SGA.
Yes, November 5th, 1 to 3 on the green. Come meet your senators.
That is our Meet Your SGA event.
We'll have goodie bags, hopefully. Probably.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Games.
True.
Stupendously.
We
Absolutely.
will have games. I actually just secured the reservation for the green, so catch us out there on the green.
Be
Absolutely.
great. You get to rant at us about any problems. We'll also, I can plug this as well. If you want to give some input about who you'd like to be the next president of this university and what qualifications or what qualities you want in them, you can also use that opportunity to tell us.
Yes.
Me and Amani in particular.
Absolutely.
Andrew and I are on the presidential search committee to find us a new president for this wonderful university. Yeah, we are interested in hearing from the students. We are the primary stakeholders of the university, so our input is important. Yeah, what Andrew said, I just echo that. Whatever qualities or things that you want to see in the next president, definitely let us know. You can DM us on Instagram. You can email us directly. Just search us in the directory and or see us at our events that we have going on.
Be happening more and more frequently as the year goes on.
As the year progresses.
As the year goes on.
We're going to be out here in the campus community doing things.
Y'all got any personal socials? Anything coming up? Any personal socials you want to plug in?
I'll just say if anybody's interested in following the progress, follow me on Instagram at @Iam_Tracion TRACION.
Is that your actor name or something?
No, actually, it's kind of funny. I developed the name Tracion like when I was like a kid, and just kind of kept it going. So it'll probably be my stage name when I finally start
Okay.
becoming a
Interesting.
performer.
I learn something new.
Learn something new every
I know
day.
you can't wait to plug your Instagram.
Oh,
Mason,
of course
so go
not.
ahead.
Folks,
Cochran. Let's
Mason
go.
Walker Cochran.
thank
Mason
you. You
Walker
gotta say it right. You gotta say it right. Folks, you can follow for some awesome content. I post funny stuff all the time. It's
That's
at
so
Mason
terrible.
W.
Voting, yeah.
It's okay. Listen, it's at Mason W. Cochran. That's a Mason W Cochran. Follow me on Instagram and also Twitter. Actually, I see some good Twitter takes as well.
I don't even know if it's worth it to plug my Instagram, considering that I'm not
On
it
it.
at all. But at Andrew Whitmer, it's my name. W-I, not Y, I-T-T-M-A-Y-E-R. No H in there either. It's W-I.
My Instagram is at Amani Johnson _ Amani AMANI and Johnson like the son of John _
I was gonna say
I'll vouch. This is a
if
great
you want
Instagram.
if you want to complain about the high gas prices,
No.
everyone's always saying that like you got to blame the president for high gas prices. You have the president right here.
Anyways, that's about all the time we have for today. So thank you for tuning in to